Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? God bless. Hey, Robin, you number one in here, girl. Number one. All right. There you are. Good to see you. Good to see you, girlfriend. God bless. And Brat, number two. Good evening, PG. Much love and prayers. God bless. Prayers and love. Summer Moon, Utah, Wales. Prayers and love for Miss Norway. Prayers for everyone in the chat. Hey, Brett. God bless, hon. God bless. We really appreciate that. Absolutely. You number two. Number three, Seeking Truth. There you are. Hello, PG. Moz chat. Much love. Hey, girl, much love to you. God bless. Good to see you. Good to see you in here. Right there, about it. How you doing, sweetie? How you doing? Number four. Number four here. Good evening, PG. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. God bless. And Miss Justice, 1111. She was up there. Number five. Number five. She was at the top of the list, though. Amen. I'm going to tell you, she's making a believer out of me. What you do on New Year's, you be doing all year long. Hey, Anna, how you doing? Deborah, how you doing, sweetie? Let me see you. Yeah, same one. I gotta make sure. Sometimes we have the same name, but not the last name. Hey, Marianne, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you in here, Australia. D, how you doing, sweetie? There's Janet and Lynn. Jenna, how you doing? Small town, how you doing, sweetie? Forget me not, my three girls. Good to see everybody in here. Patty Ponytail, how you doing? Sad Eyes, good to see you. Let me see down through here. Okay. Patty Allen, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. Bridget, how you doing, girlfriend? Good to see you. Hello, PG. Love hearing from you tonight. Much love for you and Summer Wells. We love you here in Michigan. Justice for Summer Wells. Hey, girl. God bless. Much love. Good to see you in here. Hey, Chris, I see you. There you are. Let's see who else is in here. Oh, that is beautiful. I love the purple and pink hearts. Good evening, PG. Hey, Tropicana, how you doing, sweetie? Good evening, PG. Moz, chat, much love and prayers for all of you. Hey, girl, much love and prayers to you, too. God bless. Hey, little PG, there you are. Spread love. Pauline, I don't want to miss nobody. Lady Q, there's Mara. How you guys doing? There's Lake 17. All right. I think we're to the bottom. You guys. I hope I didn't miss nobody. I try to get as many as I can coming down the pipe there. All right. As I was coming down the pike, I was trying to get as many people as I could. Anyway. So Andrew had a big thing on trying to twist PG's words. And then I hear Lips. I think it was Lips. I don't know who it was. You know, I really don't know none of these people, right? I really don't know none of these people. Like that Lips and you know, I think she's came at me sideways a couple of times, and then she come at me being a friend, and she come at me being sideways. You know, she just like all over the fucking place, right? She can't make up her mind whether she wants to hate or love me, but you know, it is what it is. And anyhow, I don't know who it really was, you know. gabbing off over there. But anyhow, they were like, we're gonna let, can you play that so I can play it to Ernie? What? Twisting up my words? Twisting up my words? Basically, for what? For saying that, little girls under the age of 18 shouldn't be being touched by anyone, right? Not no hunters and not no other schoolboys or anyone else, right? Men should have respect. They should have respect for women. These teenage boys and so forth need to have some respect for these young girls. They need to, hold her, if they like them, well, hold their hand until they're old enough to marry and then marry them, right? Don't be trying to, don't be trying to get them in the back seat and do things that shouldn't be done before this young lady's old enough to marry, right? And do those kind of things with. I mean, she's just a child. Don't be, a lot of young girls get used and abused, right? They get used and abused as teenagers, and their little heart's broken, and it causes a lot of issues, and a lot of them get, their entire life ruined, right? Their entire life ruined by, ending up having a child, and the guy don't, he ain't ready for responsibility, so he runs away, and there she is, listening to every other guy talk about how they don't want a ready-made family, right? And then she has a hard time, getting someone permanently because something done messed her life up. And, and that's usually people like Hunter, right? Messing some girl's life up and then getting with something else. Well, perfect example. Let's put a perfect example in there. Hunter's dad, right? Andrew, who, gave Allison a child. He's like, it was just a one night stand. Man, I'm going to tell you something. I wouldn't have stood for that. Hell no. Like, I don't know what Allison was thinking, man, but I'm going to tell you something. I wouldn't have stood, laid down, crawled around, or anything else with that freaking weirdo that looks like he crawled out from under a rock. I don't know what Allison was thinking, but you know what? She got a kid, that possibly, maybe, could have, in my opinion, might have, been the whole reason she's no longer in this world, right? He may have took her out. Who knows? But I'm saving that for another day. Right? Not a rainy one, but for another day, we're going to talk about it. But tonight I came in here, to straighten out. Andrew, don't twist my words, Andrew. Don't try to put words in my mouth. Don't try to take little clips and twist them to fit your disgusting narrative, right? Why don't you go to a dentist and get your mother freaking teeth fixed? You and everybody you had up on your panel needs to go to a dentist. That's the truth. You got Snaggletooth up there, right? Freaking old Snaggletooth. I seen her. I mean, every other tooth gone. Yeah, it was right down disgusting. And they looked like they needed to be cleaned, right? They looked like they needed to be cleaned. They hadn't been cleaned in many years, maybe not since birth. I don't know. But then you had another one up there. It looked like they could ride a semi-truck through her two front teeth, right? And then she had this tire neck, looked like tires piled up on top, like Marshmallow Man. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And you're up there talking about other people. And then you, Andrew, oh my goodness. Like, watch out below, right? It's like, watch out below. I mean, like, straighten a roll. Your freaking teeth are gone. It's like, what the hell? Yeah. And every last one of them, looked like, They were definitely substance abuse users, right? And then the one chick's up there hollering something about, don't be coming at me sideways for giving somebody some illegal substances. She was 18. I don't care if she was 90. You don't be passing out illegal substances to anyone, right? You don't go and try to get other people on illegal stuff. You need to get your ass off of it. You don't need to be helping other people get onto it, right? There you go. I cannot figure out, what the hell makes these people tick, right? There's something wrong with these people, something seriously wrong with their thinking. Like their mental capacity is all fucked up. It's totally messed up. You're going to sit there and talk about how somebody's 18? It's okay to give them illegal stuff? No, it's not. Shouldn't we be trying to keep our children and young adults and even actually everybody across the board off of illegal substances? Have we not seen what illegal substances does to people? Have we not already viewed what that stuff does to human beings? I think we already know it destroys the hell out of their life. They ain't got a they ain't got a freaking pot to piss in. They ain't got a window to throw it out of, right? They ain't ever going to be able to live even a half decent life because they're too busy giving it to the persons, supplying that illegal stuff. It's ridiculous. It's totally, it's unacceptable, if you ask me. So, while they was over there trying to twist my words, they were giving a whole lot of information out about how sinister, ugly, disgusting they were. And not only that, but they're showing their faces, which even was worse, right? These are humans that ain't only evil on the inside, but oh my gosh. Right? I have seen freaking Halloween masks that are less scary than these people's real faces. Just saying. And I'm gonna tell you, that's what illegal substances and being an evil-hearted piece of crap does. When you're an evil human being inside, it starts to manifest on the outside. You always look exactly what you are. You used to be pretty. You used to, I hear so many beautiful girls say, oh, I used to be so pretty. Well, you probably still be beautiful if you'd have had a beautiful soul, but you don't, right? You don't. You got on illegal substances. You're willing to mess anyone over you can to get that stuff. And you're just mother freaking evil. That's just the way it is. Them mother freakers look how I feel sometimes, right? They look how I feel sometimes. Like shit. Hey, I appreciate that, Chris. I was just basically stating that, if you want a decent wife, you got to start, if a young man wants a decent wife, he would have to start dating her in grade school and hold her hand all the way from grade school through middle school, through high school, and marry her in order to get a decent girl, because hunters are inside of those schools and hunters are trying to mess up anything and everything they can at 12, 13, 14 years old, right? How old was that little girl when he started messing around with her? I think I heard she was 12 or 13, like 12 or 13 years old when he started, going around that. But then again, there's also other things going around that as well, right? Because didn't she break up with him for a while and was dating some other guy, and then went back to Hunter? Then she ended up back with Hunter because the other guy didn't want her anymore. Yeah, you know, I mean, Hunter went basically, you got to kind of feel sorry for that kid because right now, he kind of got sloppy seconds, right? If the other guy would have wanted her, she'd have still been with him. So basically, Hunter's just hanging around, with something that's settling for him because it couldn't get what it really wanted. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. Right? I'm going to keep it. I seen Hunter's old lady, and I seen her mama. And I'm going to tell you what, neither one's a fucking prize, right? Neither one of them's a fucking prize. Just saying. Just saying. That's my opinion. I'll keep it too. Well, me's it is, is this about summer or I'm going to tell you, it's all about summer. It's all about summer because this boy was around summer and you have to know his character. You have to know his character if you want to understand if he could have went in that water and did what he did to this little girl. And in my opinion, he did. In my opinion, he did. Did he do a dirty deed for Candace and go out there and destroy this little girl completely? It sounds like it. It absolutely sounds like, yes, he did. That's my opinion. And, his character shows it. His character shows that, yes, he is capable of doing that. He wants to be a thug. He doesn't want, anything evil attracts his attention. He loves illegal substances, right? He loves people who will supply those substances to him. He talks about how he learns from the old heads, right? Which is some satanic talk and shit right there. That's weird. If you know anything about, the satanic world, a lot of people don't because you ain't never had to put up with it, right? So you wouldn't know. But it is what it is. But, he can sit over there and run his mouth all he wants to. PG has been here for over 4 years, working diligently for Summer Moon Utah Wells and a lot of other missing kids while we've been here. And I can say, you know what? I have earned my respect in this community. I have earned my respect by bringing the truth and nothing but the truth to the table. Not a bunch of bullshit. I didn't go around the mulberry bush. Matter of fact, I'm the one who stopped it. Right? PG's the one that stopped that shit. Andrew, yes. Yes. Actually, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. Because right here it is. Right here it is. Here's Bam Bam. Bam Bam. I think we all know about Bam Bam on Freddie Flintstones, right? Freddie Flintstones, they had Pebbles and Bam Bam, and we know what Bam Bam carried around, right? We know what he carried around, and we know, that he was always, laying it down on something. Is that what, what Hunter did to mommy and an old lady named Leslie? Right? The little girl out in the middle of the street that he liked to attack. The mother of the little child in the back seat. He was trying to, that he couldn't even, get past. She really whooped the hell out of him, right? She really whooped the hell out of him to save her own self and her baby. I mean, she wasn't about to let that punk overpower her, but he sure gave it a hell of a try, didn't he? He gave it a hell of a try and then lied about it, like he always does, because that's what they do. That's what they do. But, Allison herself said that Hunter was not ever normal after he got back from that swimming hole that day. He didn't ever act right afterwards. Right? I'm going to tell you something. If you didn't do nothing sinister and super evil, you wouldn't have been coming home acting fucking all weird and shit. You wouldn't have been hiding in a bedroom with your, your knees knocking, your hands shaking, rocking back and forth. Like you were freaking losing your marbles, right? Just saying, people. I know, and all of you know, that was mother freaking abnormal behavior, super abnormal behavior for somebody that's supposed to went swimming with some people they always hung around with, and, supposed to had a good time. That was super abnormal. No way in hell something didn't occur at that swimming hole. Because Hunter went running around with Candace and Grandis and them people a lot. He was up on the hill a lot of times without Allison hanging around with them people. And he didn't ever come home, run in his room with his knees knocking, his hands shaking, and rocking back and forth like he's about to lose his marbles. Right? Put a 1 in the chat if I'm right. Because I know I am. This shit ain't in my opinion. This is facts. This is facts. Because Allison didn't ever talk about one time that Hunter ever returned looking like that. Except the time at the swimming hole. And if there'd have been any other times, Allison would have mentioned it. She would have mentioned it. She would have said, Allison would have been like, this ain't the only time he's come home and act weird when being around Candace and them. She would have mentioned it, but she didn't. She said this is the only time that he's ever come back acting weird, and he hasn't been normal since, right? He hasn't been normal since. The one time at the swimming hole. And, it just happens to be the one time that Summer, is laying on milk jugs, honestly looking like she is no longer in this world, no longer a part of this world. Just saying. My opinion, she was live on those milk jugs. She was not alive at all. That's my opinion. I will keep it. And the only one I seen going out into the water that could have done something to her was Hunter. Candace is afraid of water. You seen her. You saw her with Chris M when they were out there at that swimming hole, and the water started to creep up a little bit. And at one point, she was so close to him, right? She was so close to him. I thought she was just going to end up walking through him, right? She was really scared of that water. So there's no way in hell, dusty butt Candace was going to go out there and do anything. She don't even wash her feet, right? Unless she thinks she can get lucky with somebody. The only way she even thinks about using up a little bit of water as if she thinks she can get lucky. I mean, come on. That's just nasty. But Andrew, Andrew he knows the truth. He knows the truth about his boy. Andrew knows the truth about his boy. You know why he's fighting against the grain? I don't know. But you know what Andrew needs to do is tell the truth and shame the devil, right? He needs to tell the truth and shame the devil and just stop with the bullshit. What he needs to do is turn his mother freaking boy in for the 2 + 2 is 4, right? He needs to turn his boy in over, 2 women passing away exactly the same way. That's what he needs to do. And if he, and according to Andrew, he truly believes that his boy, that his boy unlived his own mom and possibly Leslie too, right? He believes this. So if this kid, if this boy could unlive Leslie and he could unlive his own mother, then he certainly would have had no problems going out in that water and unliving Summer, right? Absolutely. And this boy, if you took notice that Hunter, when he was talking to Chris, and he was everything, everything we know, seen and know about Hunter and other people talking about him. Hunter always, when it comes, he just didn't want to be a thug. He wanted to get some notches, right? He wanted to get some notches. And I think we all know how you get your notches. He was obsessed. He was obsessed with wanting to unlive people, in my opinion. Put a 1 in the chat if you felt that way, from the way he talked, the way he acted, the way he conducted himself, because that's exactly how I felt. I said, whoa, this boy is dangerous. Yeah, absolutely. So, Andrew could sit over there and he can try to twist whatever he wants to try to get the focus off of the truth and off of the main topic, which is his boy doing evilness to this little girl. He can do whatever he wants. But I'm going to tell you what, Pam, I can't see you. I still can't see you. Okay, girl. Hey, girl, I wasn't sure it was you for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
Oh,
You still got me on.
Okay.
All right.
I just wanna thank everyone in your chat. And I know this is off subject, but thanks everyone for the prayers. I'm gonna give an update. He's home, but he's on a PICC line. And he has to do shots every 8 hours for 4 weeks.
Yeah, they got
go back every week and make sure they're working.
They got him on self-care, home care.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, girl. At least he's there.
But thanks
with
everyone
you
for your prayers.
Hey, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. You know it.
And we found a tree limb on our roof, so we got to get it removed.
Wow.
And he and he can't remove anything, so
That's right. That's right.
because he can't lift anything over 5 to 10 pounds. But that's what I come up here for. I just wanted to thank everybody.
Right. Well, just
You,
just
everybody else for the prayers.
call out a handyman, or maybe one of your neighbors would be kind enough to do it.
I got a guy coming out in the morning at 8:30
All right. All right. So, yeah. See there, girl. Amen.
to see what a price is going to cost, but we'll see.
You just to go up there and move that, and probably not. He might even um do it for way less if you explain your situation going on. Sometimes they'll be like, don't worry about it. We just get it down off of there.
But I didn't want to throw your chat off or throw your subject off.
Yeah.
I just wanted to update people and tell everybody thank you.
Hey, and I tell you, Pam, you're most welcome for sure. We love you, girl. You know it.
And I
Hey,
love everybody in the chat.
that's right.
But I'm going to go now because he's not real great, but he's home. And I'm
Amen.
glad for that.
That's right, girl. You
Now
go
I
do
can
what
be
you.
here and with him.
Amen.
And I love everybody. And I just wanted to thank everybody. Oh, and by the way, PG little girl, the dollar store. He wanted me to say that.
There you go, girl.
I love you all and thank you all.
Hey, we love you too, girl. You know it. Pam is funny, right? She's she could be a riot sometimes. She could absolutely be a riot. Yeah, we do love her. We do love her. All right. But yeah, you know, and as I was showing everybody right here, I'm going to give you a little bit of Hunter's character. He goes under Bam Bam. We should take that in consideration, right? Hey, Seeking Truth. Girl, I appreciate that super sticker. All right. I appreciate the support for Summer's channel. In your face, Andrew. I know you're hiding in the bushes. In your face. Maybe you're over there streaming me. Hell, I don't know. You do that all the time too, because you can't make no content of your own, right? Can't make no content of your own. Why don't you get your boy up on your panel? Why don't you let your boy be your content and ask him exactly what the hell went down at that swimming hole that day that his knees were knocking, hands were shaking, he's rocking back and forth, looking like he's going to lose his marbles. Why don't you get him over there and ask him that? That'll give you some content. That'll give you a whole lot of content, right? And then ask him if he's sad because Candace didn't care or trust him enough to confide in him where they put Summer after your old boy unlived her, right? That's my opinion. She didn't trust your old boy enough to let old boy know where they went and put Summer after he did the dirty deed for her scuddy butt ass, right? There you go, Andrew. Right? There you go. But you know what? That big super sticker right there, in your face. In your face. Right? Get your boy up there. Make some content out of him. Right there he says, put me on live. Right now. Put me on live right now. Not now. I have to deal with your sisters. How long? How long, he says. Calm down. Okay, going live. flipping on him won't help. He says, nah, we gotta watch it. And well, break it down. I'm saying post it up on YouTube, going live with my son. They can't ask questions about summer. Two, I give them support. I'll give them support. Did you hear that right there? Right there? Right here. I'm saying post it up on YouTube, going live with my son. They can ask questions about summer. And two, I give them support. No, that ain't, you didn't give an F about summer. You didn't give an F about summer, Hunter. You didn't care about summer at all. You didn't care about summer because in the next thing I'm going to show all these people right here is what a dirty little backbiting mother freaking sorry piece of crap you are, who you truly are as a human being. You were all gullible for Candace Wells, right? You were all gullible for her. She talked you into doing something super damn sinister. You got to live with that, boy. You got to live with what you did. You better go look in the Bible. People who shed innocent blood run to the bottomless pit. Let not one be spared, Hunter. Let not one be spared. You might be able to be spared if you told the truth. If you told the truth, because at the time you really didn't know. You didn't have no idea what the Bible said, did you? Candace was taking advantage of a mindless child. And you needed to tell on her. But you didn't. But you didn't care about that little girl, and you still don't care about that little girl. You don't care about anything but yourself. Just you and all the self-gain you can get. You don't care about that little girl. You don't care about your mom. You didn't care about your dad. You didn't care about your sisters. You didn't care about anybody. You just think that your ass is a smooth talker and can talk your way around to get whatever you want from whoever you want. And if you can't, you feel that you have some right, like the whales, to force your way into getting it. You think your ass is privileged. Well, I'm going to tell you what, it's not. And neither are the whales. Oh, Don Wells, you act just like him, don't you? You act just like your daddy, too. You act just like your daddy. Right? Oh, dang. Australia, I appreciate that. Absolutely. Oh, that's a real in your face, Andrew. That is a real in your face right there. Super sticker. Oh, wow. Hey, I appreciate that, girlfriend. God bless. Much love. Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that, Andrew. Look at it. PG, I love you, girl. Friend. Hey, girl, I love you too. You know it. You know it. Member for 12 months. All right. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I'm going to tell you something, Andrew. This lady right there, that's a member for 12 months, honey. She's been a member for over 4.5, almost 4.5 years. She's been a member here for a long, long time. She's been with Summer's case from day one, over 4 years now. She's been with that case, just like everybody else here. And you can sit and twist and turn and do anything you want to do. But I'm going to tell you something. They already know the devil's old tricks. These people here know the devil's old tricks. They know what you was doing, trying to get the focus off your damn boy and the truth about what he, in my opinion, did to Summer Moon Utah Wells. Okay? Absolutely. You wasted your time. You wasted your time, man. That was time you ain't getting back. Right? That is time, Andrew, you won't ever get back. B-notch. You cracked me up. Hey, PG's a little girl. All right. Summer's voice. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. God knows we are definitely this little girl's voice. Absolutely. I'm going to tell you what, and we ain't about to stop being her voice, because I'm going to tell you what I know. I can tell you now, Summer was full of light, love, kindness, and caring. And I tell you, if we needed a voice, she'd have been here being one for us too. Yes, she would have. She was a good child. She was a beautiful child, and that's why Candace was so damn jealous of her. Candace was so freaking green-eyed with jealousy that all she had for that little girl was pure hatred. And that's my opinion. She didn't ever take care of that little girl from day one, didn't ever want that little girl from day one. Actually, to be honest with you, I don't think she wanted any of them. The only reason Candace liked having those kids was to be able to go out and try to befriend other people with kids, so her and Don Wells could have that more children than just their own. That's my opinion. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Because I'm going to tell you, it seems like a lot of these people that they use their kids to make friends with and socialize with, that was the exact reason they did it, is so they could have at those people's children. Because Candace was having at some other young boys that, you know, belonged to other parents. It sounds to me like they was up there having at other little girls that belonged to other parents, right? And they were using their kids to be able to, you know, orchestrate all of this, having at other kids by using their kids to get it done. And that's the truth. That's the truth. These were some sick, sorry son of a bitches, right? Some really sick, sorry son of a bitches. And we're going to talk about that too. We're going to lay some of this stuff down this week. We're going to lay a whole lot of things down over the next few days. Because you know what? People like Andrew, I don't see Andrew as a problem. I see Andrew as a challenge, baby. So let's do it, Andrew. Let's do it. You want to verse somebody? Bring it on. I'm always up for a challenge. All right? PG's always up for that challenge. Bring it on. Because I'll tell you what, you'll wish you didn't. You wish you kept your ass over there in your corner. Because all you did is you opened Pandora's damn box. You should have left it shut. You're about to feel it now. You're about to feel a whole lot. You're about to feel how nice PG was before you started running your sut. That's what you're about to feel. I don't think you're gonna like all the shit I'm bringing out on your boy. I don't think you're even gonna like it. I've been really nice up to now. But there he is. I'm saying post it up. on YouTube, going live with my son, like going live with the son means something, right? Well, actually it did. Actually it did. Because, you know, we got a whole lot of information and all of his indiscrepancies that we didn't get before, right? That's what we got. So that helped a lot. That helped a lot. I can't say, you know, that I was sad about that. You know, I was glad, you know, that freaking little fruitcake came out talking, right? I was glad to see it. But you know, the real reason he came out talking, you know, this is a bunch of bullshit right here. It's a bunch of bullshit. He didn't care about Summer. Let me show you what this mother freaker cared about. Because here's the real fucking truth. And this is how these people operate. Right here. He says, bam, bam, right there. I need to breathe. When I'm 18. Okay, hey, can you do another live? Because we got kicked out and need money for a hotel. Right there's what he wanted. Right there's the truth. Can you do another live? Because we got kicked out and need money for a hotel. Right there. Right there. His mama is in a hospital. She's passing away, right? She's passing away, probably from a freaking head injury that punk gave her, to be honest. You know, that's my opinion. I'll keep it, but I truly believe it. I truly believe it because I'm going to, you know what? I'm not going to hold it back. I'm not going to hold it back because, you know, this guy's done got PG. He's done got PG, you know, upset, right? You don't want to get me upset. You don't want to get me upset. I'm not one of those people you want to come at sideways and twist my fucking words, mother freaker. I'm going to tell you what. I am really about to wipe your backside tonight for you. I'm about to wipe your mother freaking backside, Andrew Holt. Let me tell you right now, you done mess with the wrong mother freaker, right? You done mess with the wrong mother freaker right here. Let me tell you something. Look right there. Look right there. Oh, what is this? What does PG got? Oh, I'm going to tell you what I got. I got Allison, your ex, your one night freaking stand. Excuse me, your one night stand, because she didn't want to stand with you ever again after she smelled your dirty ass, right? After she got a whiff of the freaking BO. And she was probably, when she was around Candace, thinking, boy, Andrew and Candace would make a good pair because they both stink like hell, right? That's probably what she was thinking, Andrew. All right. Oh, toothless Candace. Oh, toothless Candace and your mother freaking snaggletooth. Watch out below. 5 teeth gone in a row. Right? Yeah. You done went and done it, buddy. Because right here, this is what happened to Allison here. This right here is what happened to her. Allison, right there, female, gives the dates. She's only 37 years old. 37. She had, you know what? This woman had a life to live, and she should have been allowed to live it, but she couldn't. Why? Because she was surrounded by pure fucking evilness. And it's a damn shame, because you know what? That evilness was the freaking children, the children that this woman carried 9 months, laid down, went through a lot of pain to have, went through hell to raise, and this is how they repay her, right? They repay her like this. Yeah. Well, let's get through this, Andrew. Why don't you listen? Matter of fact, why don't you go live and play this for all your people? I'm going to sit here for a minute. I'm going to count it. You know what? I was going to give you 10, but I'm going to give you 20 because I know you're like a turtle, man. You're like a sloth. You're really slow, right? I got to give you time to quit squeezing your cat's tongue out of his mouth so you can lick on it, right? Okay, I'm going to count to 20 for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to go real slow now. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You ain't lied by now. I don't give a shit, dude. And you probably don't want to come live, huh? Because you don't want all your people hearing the truth. You don't want them all hearing the truth, Andrew. That's your problem. If you come on, you'll turn it on, and then you'll scream. You'll scream through everything so they don't hear no truth. And you can keep them bagged over there. You can keep them bagged, right? In all your freaking evilness. Yeah, that's what you do. That's what you do. Because you are a mother freaking, you're a demon, dude. That's what you are. You're a demon. And you house up a bunch of demons over there as well, right? Half of them mod for you. Half of them's over there modding for your ass. That's sad. That's sad. And right there, Andrew, you said, oh, Allison's married to a guy that's got 3 wives. And they were trying to hide everything from her husband because they didn't want him getting nothing. But I think he deserved to get whatever Allison had. Of course you would, you lazy, lay around, no good freaking loafer on that old lady that you got, right? You go out with those women that look like her because those, you need women like that look like that to work and keep your ass up, right? Because you ain't going to keep your own ass up. You ain't going to keep your own ass up. Laying around all day, freaking violating the cats and shit. You're disgusting. And I've seen you do it. I'm not going to say my opinion because I've seen you do it. Yeah. Them cats ain't got no choice either, do they? They ain't got no choice. Allison was divorced. She was divorced. She wasn't married to some guy with 3 wives. This dude lies. He lies like a mother freaker. Right? I'm going to tell you, Satan's his daddy. Right here. This right here is what Allison passed away with. Right there. Right there it tells what Allison passed away with. Right? That's what she passed away with. Right there. That is the medical terms of what Allison passed away with. Now, listen to this.
Vasovagal syncope is a common type of fainting caused by a temporary drop in blood pressure and heart rate, often triggered by emotional or physical stress. It's characterized by a sudden loss of consciousness due to reduced blood flow to the brain. While not usually dangerous, it can lead to injuries from falls. Yes, vasovagal syncope can potentially be misdiagnosed in a situation where someone has also experienced a blow to the head. Here's why. Symptoms overlap. Both vasovagal syncope and concussion/head injury can involve a temporary loss of consciousness or near fainting, as well as symptoms like dizziness, nausea, lightheadedness, confusion, and paleness. Head trauma is a trigger. While vasovagal syncope is often triggered by things like emotional stress, prolonged standing, or the sight of blood, a sudden and unexpected physical trauma, such as a blow to the head, can also be a trigger for vasovagal syncope in some individuals. Difficulty in determining cause. When a person faints and has also sustained a head injury, it can be challenging for medical professionals to immediately determine whether the loss of consciousness was solely due to the head injury, due to vasovagal syncope triggered by the trauma, or a combination of both.
Okay. Now that's the first part. That's the first part. Okay, that's the first part of what they say that Allison passed away with. And as you sing, a good swift hit to the head would have caused it all, right? Now we're going to go on. Hey, Dana, I appreciate that, girl. Super sticker. Hey, I appreciate it. God bless. God bless. Much love. I really appreciate that. Absolutely, Brat. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support for Summer's channel. Amen. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Andrew, in your face, baby, super sticker. There you go. There you go. But this is the other part. This is the other part. What they said that she passed away with. Take a listen, you guys, because all of this is what she passed away with. I brought the whole thing to the table, not part of it, a piece of it. I brought the whole entire thing to the table that was, that was supposed to take Allison out of this world. Now, you guys listen.
Asystolic cardiac arrest, often referred to as flatline, is a condition where there is a complete absence of electrical and mechanical activity in the heart, resulting in no blood flow. It is a non-shockable rhythm and signifies a very poor prognosis. Treatment involves immediate and high-quality CPR, medication specifically epinephrine, and addressing any potentially reversible causes. Yes, asystolic cardiac arrest can be caused by a severe head injury, although it's not the most common cause. A head injury can lead to a cascade of events that ultimately result in the heart stopping. The injury can disrupt the autonomic nervous system, impacting heart rate and blood pressure, potentially leading to asystole. Acute aspiration pneumonia is a lung infection caused by inhaling foreign material, usually oral or gastric contents, into the lungs. This can lead to inflammation and infection of the lung tissue. It is often seen in individuals with impaired swallowing or those who have difficulty protecting their airways. Yes, a blow to the head, particularly a severe one causing traumatic brain injury, can increase the risk of developing aspiration pneumonia. This is primarily due to the impact of TBI on swallowing and airway protection mechanisms.
There you go. There you go, you guys. It all boiled down to one thing. A mother freaking terrible blow to the head, right? And guess what? Leslie's supposed to pass away the exact same way. So, so what would have cost her to do that? A severe blow to the head, right? A severe blow to the head. You heard it. You heard it right there. I mean, I brought it to you. All the medical conditions that these women supposedly passed away with, and then I brought you the information on each one of the things to what exactly could cause all of this. Big blow to the head. Okay? Yeah. And you know what? What did Hunter just do to his mother when all of this arises and she ends up in a hospital and she dies? What just arises? He just stole all of her rent money to get himself tattoos, and she probably was telling him how she's going to turn him over to law enforcement, not only for robbing her, but for June 15th, 2021, and everything she knowed about that too, right? Because when you're a mom and you're pissed off and you're upset, you have a way of, bringing everything to the table, right? Not something, but everything to the table to try to get your child to straighten up, right? And he probably, freaked out and, kind of like the Lizzie Borden thing, right? A big old wax. And, that was that. And I heard that right before Leslie passed away, she went to Allison and she told Allison if she didn't go to law enforcement, that Leslie was. Leslie said, if you don't go to law enforcement and tell them, Allison, I'm going to go and tell. And then the next thing you know, she was deceased, right? So you know what? This boy kind of, this woman was going to tell on him, something on him to law enforcement when she ended up, passed away. And then he rips off all of mommy's rent money to get tattoos. And it sounds like mommy was real upset, ready to go to some law enforcement. And she ends up, just like Leslie, right? And everything on there says that, you heard it with your own ears. Everything that was on, her certificate, right? Everything that she's supposed to pass away with on her certificate came down to what? A big head injury. Now, let's go on and listen some more.
I mean, look what Allie did to me, and I still pray for her and the kids. I still think there's more to the story than what they let on. I do believe that in my heart. I really do. I honestly, like in my heart, I honestly believe, and this is just me now. I could be totally wrong, but I honestly believe the way them children and her mother and grandmother treated Allie, I believe they hurt Allie. That's my opinion, yes, because them kids would always hit Allie, punch her, slap her in the back of the head, whatever they did. They would always do that 24/7, all the kids. I don't know why. I don't know. But I would have to get on, sometimes I would have to get on to Hunter and Trudy, and I don't care if they hear me. And I would tell them, stop hitting your mom. And I would always yell at them for that when they were at my house. What bothers me is we do not know how she passed. I know exactly how she was. And I knew she was very protective of her head. Because she would always tell me, make sure I don't get hit in the head, because if I do, I could die.
If I do, I could die. If I do, I could die. And you know that got in the ears of her evil son as well, right? And I'm going to tell you something. These people, I find it awful suspicious because these evil kids that Allison had, right? And yes, they are evil. I don't care what anybody says. They're evil. And I'm going to tell you what. These evil kids were under the assumption that if something happened to mommy, that they wasn't only going to get some kind of monies, but they were going to be able to keep that house that she was living in. Somehow these kids thought that mommy was going to at some point either own that house or get a big bunch of money back out of that house or something. And and they seemed to kind of think that if Allison was gone, they were going to be able to take over the house. Put a 1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. They thought that they could turn mommy's house, all move in there and turn it into a big party house if mommy wasn't there. Yeah, exactly, Deputy Sheriff. Exactly, Robin. Yes, absolutely. They thought they could move in there and, that they could get themselves in there and have a big free party house on mommy. And basically step into Allison's shoes, right? Step into Allison's shoes. So that right there, that right there would be probable cause. They done robbed her mother to get tattoos, right? They done robbed her up to get tattoos, and they treated her and spoke to her like crap. And that right there would be probable cause to even more so to get her out of the way, right? Even more so to get her out of the way so that they could get in there. And, Hunter could have his little underage girlfriend there and True could lay around with that dude, that wasn't worth the salt in his bread as well, according to Andrew. I don't know the guy, but Andrew said, that True's old man was an undesirable, worthless human being. And so that's Andrew's words, not mine. So Andrew was really beating down True's old man. And hey, if he was like that, I don't think Allison's going to let True pull her boyfriend in there and lay around with him, right? I don't think that she's going to, let Hunter come bringing his girlfriend in there laying around. I don't think Allison was going to put up with her house being a big old flop house for all of these people, to lay around in, and her have to pay all the bills and take care of all these people. They didn't want mommy there. They didn't want her there. She was, she's the one in the way, right? She's the one in the way. Well, it seems to me like she's out of the way now. That's my opinion. Mommy's out of the way now. And they did exactly what everybody thought they would. They was trying to, get squatter rights. They were trying to get squatter rights inside of her house, right? They was trying to take it over. Refusing to leave and stuff. I mean, I'm sure they probably had to be put out by force, right? Wasn't wanting to go. It didn't work. What they had in their what they had in their heads was all wrong. It's like, it's like the girls who, think that life's like this fairy tale, there's some young girls that, want to believe in that fairy tale stuff, right? Cinderella story, Snow White, the prince is going to come along, give you a big kiss, and you're going to wake up and live happy ever after, right? And it don't work like that. What you got in your damn mind isn't how it's going to go. You should not ever take no one out of this world for self-gain. There's got to be a special place in hell for evil, greedy bastards that try to take people out of this world for self-gain. I'm going to tell you something. Didn't Jesus tell you if you gain the whole world and you lose your freaking soul, you didn't gain nothing? Didn't he tell you that? I think that's what Jesus said. If you gained this whole world, what have you gained? Nothing. Because this world right here is only made for one thing, and that's to prove to God Almighty that you can be good enough to live forever in the next life. And often people out of greed and want and sinisterness ain't going to get you in a pearly gate. It's going to actually get you in Hades, right? Where your ass is going to want a drink of water, but you ain't going to get one. Try that out for a while. And I'm going to tell you, I know people think, oh, I'm going to live forever. I'm going to live forever. No, you're not. No, you're not. Your ass going to meet your maker. You're going to meet your maker. Nobody lives forever. And I'm going to tell you, nobody knows when they're going to be meeting the maker either. You could be up filling the top of the bucket today, and you could be at the funeral home this evening, or tonight, or the first thing tomorrow morning. I'm going to tell you, that shit comes on fast. Death comes unexpectedly, and it comes quick. 1 minute you could be up feeling like top of the bucket, and the next minute you could be gone. They say, damn, I just seen them. Man. They was fine. No, they're on the line. Right? The Undertaker, wiping their backside now. That's just how it is. Right? I mean, I don't worry. I don't worry about death. If I fell over today, that's somebody else's problem, right? That's somebody else's problem. There's a lot of people worry about falling over, right? A lot of people worry. They like, where am I going to get buried? Who's going to do, all of these things. I ain't worrying about that. I'm not going, I'm not trying to save no money. I'm not trying to save no money to buy no plot. If you fall over, that's somebody else's problem. They got to pick it up, right? I don't care what they do with that carcass. I ain't in it no more. Right? Why the hell? Why? It cost me enough to live, man. I ain't even trying to pay anybody to die. That's crazy. Just saying. A lot of people worry about this shit. I'm like, I can't figure out why. I can't figure out why you're not there anymore. Why do you care? But people do. Yeah. How do you like that, Andrew? How do you like the fact that everything Allison passed away with is seclusive with head injury? Right? It all lines up. It all lines up to one thing. Big head injury. Whoa. Yeah. There you go, you guys. It all jives. It all jives. I just wanted you guys to understand, all of this. Nobody else has ever done this. Nobody else ever, cared enough to look up everything Allison passed away with and then do the research to find out what is the main cause, right? Nobody else bothered to do it. And that's why a lot of shady stuff gets swept under the rug. That's why a lot of people get away with unliving other people, because nobody wants to do the work and bring it to the public's attention. And people are getting away with unliving humans every single day because nobody wants to take the time to do the research. Nobody wants to take the time to fight for their loved ones when there is, some shady shit going on in the way they passed away. Just saying. But the people that I surround myself with, let me tell you, they will take the time. They will take the time to run everything. They'll take the time. And if it looks shady, then they'll fight the fight to get it put through a court system and somebody prosecuted the hell out of. Right? Because you can't let people get away with this stuff. You can't keep letting people get away with unliving people and then cremating them up so that they can't be exhumed and gone over again. When some real truth hits the fan. Now, when Allison was in that hospital in a coma, people should have been calling in there asking to speak with the doctors. And people should have been calling law enforcement asking to speak with some detectives and letting them know that another woman that just passed away this exact same way, though everything that they're supposedly passing away with has all to do with severe head injury. Both of these women were threatening to go to the law on this one particular person, Hunter. Hunter happened to be around both of these women and the only one around these women at the time that, the tragedies happened, right? He was with Leslie when the tragedy happened. He was with Allison when the tragedy happened. Just saying. One common denominator. And what was that? Hunter. Just like there was one common denominator in everything that took Allison out of this world. It's called a big blow to the head. Right? Caused it all. Caused it all. And what did Candace say? Candace said that they had a habit. And she mentioned Hunter's name twice, not once, twice, which tells me, he was the one swinging the hand into his mom's head the most. That boy didn't only think he could talk shitty to his mother, but he felt he could just whack her up in the head as well. Right? Abuse her. And they say True was no better. And True happened to have her ass there about the time as well, right? And she had just as much to gain as Hunter by their mom not being around anymore. Just saying. That's my opinion. And True act like she cared about, cared so much about her baby, and everybody else should be caring about her baby. Well, you know what? She's got abuse charges on that ass right now over her own baby, right? She goes to court in August because of abuse to her child. She's already abused her own kid up. Ain't you supposed to be keeping other people from abusing your child? Ain't you the one that's supposed to love your child, care about your child, protect your child? I'm going to tell you, Aunt True don't sound no damn better than Candace and Don Wells, does she? She don't sound no better than the people that she ran up there and envied and cuddled up to and cared about more than her own damn mother, right? She ain't no damn better. Why? Because those were her mentors. Don and Candace Wells was True's mentors, wasn't they? And it seems like she's the same piece of crap as they are. That's my opinion. I'll keep it. I don't even care. I don't care. These people are pure garbage. They're mother freaking garbage. You don't go and abuse your child. That's your child. You're supposed to be protecting it. You're the one that your child's supposed to be able to trust. And if your child can't trust you, who the fuck can it trust? I'm tired. I am so sick of watching human beings treat their children like crap. They don't want nobody else treating their kid like crap or anything, but they'll do exactly what they, if the teacher said something bad to their kid, they're right there screaming at the teacher. But at home, they're abusing that child even worse than the teacher could ever do, right? Don't be abusing your child. Your child ain't going to have no trust in you. Your child ain't going to ever have trust in no one if you're sitting there abusing it. Where is it going to go? When bad stuff's happening to it, where is it going to go? It can't go home because that's where it's being abused too. And it's afraid of being even more abused by telling that other people's abusing it. This child has nowhere to go, no one to talk to when the parents are too uneducated to mother freaking protect their children, right? Just saying. I'm Big Bad Dawn. That's in backstage. You know what you can do with your big bad lips, right? You know what you can do with your big bad lips? Go place them on the backside of Andrew Halt. Because my ass is too precious for that. Oh, I figured he was going to be streaming PG. Right? Of course he's going to stream me. Right there with all this shit. Right there with all this shit. He's going to stream me right there with all that stuff. All that stuff that he bought. With all that money that him and Hunter got together and you know, messed people out of when Allison was in the hospital. Right? All that money's. And there was a woman, a nice woman that went down there to the hospital and trying to give them some information on how they could get help, you know, laying Allison to rest properly, right? They was telling them about a church that would help and all these donations that was coming in. But did Andrew Halt and Hunter apply all the, I mean, they actually shut down Hunter's Cash App card, right? His Cash App. They shut it down because so much money was flying through so fast. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But you know what? Did he put any of that money towards, laying his mother to rest? Did they bother to get a GoFundMe to lay Allison to rest properly? To actually, bury her in a grave where people could go and put flowers on her and she could rest in peace? No, I feel they had something to hide because you know what? They just wanted to cremate her. And the state probably did that, right? And the state probably did that because any money these motherfreakers got, they used it for themselves. Just like Andrew right there. This woman raises his son all these years without any of his fucking help or his dollars. And when it comes time that she needs to be laid to rest properly, this son of a bitch buys herself a big system right there with all the money instead of donating it towards this woman to be laid to rest properly, right? Because that's the kind of piece of shit he is. He's a worthless piece of crap. And I'm going to tell you, look at all that stuff. Look at all that equipment, all that, what he's got set up there. I'm going to tell you, that's hundreds of dollars right there. Thousands, to be honest. I say probably a couple thousand, right? Probably a couple $1,000. Maybe a little more, a little less. But I'm going to tell you something. Allison could have used that. She could have used that to be laid to rest properly. But he wasn't willing. He wasn't willing to let her be laid to rest properly. He didn't care about her. He still don't care about her. He puts her down every damn chance he gets. Every chance he gets, he puts this woman down who worked and did a job he didn't want to do. Right? This guy, look at that stuff. Look at it. Couple monitors there, a little tiny one in the middle. He's got a keyboard. He's got, it looks like a gaming system, possibly a gaming system, which is pretty, expensive. That's what I buy. That's what I buy because it's the best. And yeah. And look at him. He's got quite a setup going on there. He's running something. When you got that many monitors, you're definitely buying, selling, running something, right? Or because you wouldn't have that many monitors if you weren't. So he's got something going on there. Definitely. He's got when he's doing one thing, he wants to be able to be watching something else, So he's got a lot of shit going on there. God only knows what it all is, but definitely something. And he's sitting over there, with lookout down below, 4 or 5 teeth missing all at once. And he'll put money into this instead of his fucking mouth, right? Instead of his damn mouth. He probably don't even buy Tic Tacs, right? To keep his freaking fart breath fresh. Yeah, I bet he don't. He's just sitting around getting a wee out of life. Look at this. Look at this. Look at how he's fucking dressed. Who the hell fucking dresses like this? Who in the hell wears those kind of pants? Like, look, he's trying to dress like, it's like, I want to be little Spidey Man. I want to be little Spidey Man in my little Spidey shirt and my little webby pants. What the fuck? Who in the hell dresses like this? Look at him. He looks like that. Hello, friend. Hello, my friend. Right? Will you be my friend? I want you to be my friend. Well, fuck you if you don't want to be my friend. Right? Look at him. What the hell is that? Look at his face. What the fuck is wrong with his face? Like, look, his fucking mouth is all sunk in. He's got a freaking chin that looks like a boulder. What the hell? Look at that chin. It looks like a big old fucking boulder right there hanging off of him. What the shit's going on? Who dresses like this? Wow. I don't even know what the hell's going on there. It gets worse. It gets worse, you guys. There he is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at his fucking flip-flop. Look at that. He wears socks and sandals. Oh my goodness. Oh my freaking goodness. And he got a ducky shirt on. He's got a ducky shirt on. How tall is this dude? How fucking tall is this dude? Like freaking 4'10" or something? I think he's like 4. Look at that widow's peak. Look at that widow's peak right there. And his freaking bald head. He got a big old, he looked like old grandma. He reminds me of that mother freaking, he reminds me of that story. Little Red Riding Hood, right? He reminds me of the freaking wolf that's in grandma's bed. Don't he look like old freaking granny, the wolf that was in granny's bed? Yeah, that's what he reminds me of. He looked like old grandma, all hunched over, and look at him. He got the glasses on. Damn, that big old freaking chin, that big ass chin looking like the wolf's chin. Right? Thank goodness he ain't got no fucking teeth. He can't eat you. Come closer. And so my eyes, I am better to see you with. Grandma, why you got such big ears? Better to hear you with. Grandma, why you got no teeth? Shut the fuck up. Right? Why don't you shut the fuck up? That's Andrew, right? Oh my goodness. Look at how he's dressed. That is so freaking weird. That is so freaking weird. Dang. That dude, man, and he's always wearing this choker. Probably because he's got a fetish. Wants somebody to do that shit, but can't get nobody close enough that wants to. Right? What a weirdo. It's like, damn. Whoa. Man, I'm going to tell you, it's shit like that that often keeps you awake at night, right? I'm like, oh my God. I don't even know. I don't even know. It's like he took a bowling ball and tried to smuggle it out in his bottom lip, right? That's what it looks like to me. And and it kind of fell into his chin, to be honest. Just saying. But you know, his boy didn't want to come out here and talk about Summer and you know, give answers for Summer. His boy wanted to come out here to load his damn pockets up. Well, his mom was in the hospital. He wanted, you know, he tried to catch everybody when they were most vulnerable to get them, right? To get them. And that's what he does. You know, Hunter, that's his character. He likes to attack vulnerable people. He likes to go after vulnerable people. As you've seen, he went after, you know, he went after all those people for the money and everything. He tried, you know, he came out, you know, in that sheep's clothing, right? That wolf came out in that sheep's clothing. But he was a damn wolf. He you know, his mom's in the everybody's vulnerable because everybody loved Allison and cared about Allison, you know, and he's seen a time to strike. Right? Everything was ripe, and he's seen a time to come out and reap from it all. And he did, because that's the kind of sinister little fuck he is, and his daddy ain't no better. His daddy ain't no damn better. They're both like that. Just like, you know, the little vulnerable girl out in the street he was attacking. And the vulnerable mother, right? The vulnerable mother with the baby in the car. And they want to go after people who are poor Allison, vulnerable. Leslie, an old lady, vulnerable. This boy, you know, this boy tries to get after vulnerable people. I'm going to tell you, I tell these bitches this, I ain't vulnerable, motherfuckers. I ain't no old lady. I ain't mother freaking no 5-year-old innocent little girl. Right? I sure the fuck ain't. And I'm going to tell you something. It'll be a cold day in fucking hell before them son of bitches would ever intimidate me. Hunter, I think Hunter needs to remember what happened when he was trying to take that lady's vehicle with her daughter in it. That's all I got to say. That's what a motherfucker better be thinking about. And his daddy too. And his daddy too. Look at that little fucking thing right there. Hold on. Let me get down here. Look at this. Take a look at that. Oh my gosh. How the hell could that fucking intimidate anybody with this shitty ass ducky shirt and freaking funky looking flip flops? Come on. You got me bent. Wow. A mother freaker. There you are, Andrew. Show your freaking people over there that. Show them the real you freaking worm. Right? That's you. With your freaking girly sunglasses on. Right there, look. I think those fucking things are pink. I thought they were red, but I think they're pink. Look at your lips. Look at your freaking big lips right there. Yeah. He's got big lips, and look inside there. Mother freaking like 5 teeth gone. Right there, down below. Like there's a tooth, and then like there's another tooth way over there. Yeah. Like no teeth. Smile for them, Andrew, so they can see. You're streaming me. Smile. Show him your freaking teeth. Yeah, that's what he needs to do. You want some content? Smile so everybody can see. What the fuck you really look like? Why the hell you be buying all that stuff instead of going to the dentist? That's what I want to know. Won't you go spend some time in a dentist chair instead of squeezing a cat? That's just weird. That's just weird. Right? And I'm telling you, they ain't the only weirdos. They ain't the only ones, man. Look at these ones. Look at this. Look at Andy. Look at that flute player right there. Look at a freaking flute player. And look at that. Oh, Brian Kohlberger. I'm going to tell you, all these people dress alike. They all mother freaking look alike. They all freaking think alike. Because that's what evil does. That's what evil does, right? It all thinks alike. It all acts alike. It all wears weird stuff alike. It's just like, what the fuck? These people are all weird. I don't even know. I don't even know what makes them tick. You know, I be trying to figure these motherfuckers out. And the only answer I can get is, you know, and this is really true, and this really did come from God, you ain't going to figure them out because you got to be like them. You got to be like them to figure them out. Right? And I'm going to tell you, like, I can scoop down pretty low to people's levels, right? I can scoop down pretty damn low to people. You want me to come down there, motherfucker? I'll be down there. Right? Oh, I'll bring my ass down there. But I'm going to tell you, I can't scoop that fucking low. I just can't get that low. I can't figure out what makes these people so mother freaking evil. I don't know. I mean, it's almost like, you know, it's almost like they're freaking fighting to go to Hades, right? It's like they want to go to Hades. Like they ain't got no place else to go but there. I mean, it's really weird. And you know, and all of them tried, you know, all of them tried to act nice. All of them tried to put on a facade, right? They put on this fucking facade that like they're a good person and all this stuff, and really, man, they're wolves in sheep clothing. Look what that Brian Kohlberger, a highly educated man, right? He was getting ready to be a professor. He was already understudying, but he was getting to go, you know, to be a real professor. And he threw it all away. He threw it all away because he wanted to be evil, because he wanted to go in there and do something so sinister for God only knows what reason. And Andy Bernard, that's another sinister human being. Why he wants to be like that, I don't know. I don't know. Right? But he does. Something, you know, something mentally wrong. And that flute player, oh my gosh, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know. I don't even know about his fucking dominoes. You know, I ain't even going to say it. My mind wants to, but I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to just hold that one back. I'm going to hold it back. Yeah, you guys don't even know. You don't even know. I'm just going to hold it back, you know. Just saying. Just saying. I got to be good. I got to be good sometimes, you guys. I got to be good. Sometimes I just it have to, you know, that would be just pushing it a little too far. And I can't do that. I can't do that tonight. I want to. Trust me. Man, I wanted to finish my sentence. But that guy right there, that flute player, let me tell you right now, whoa. There's a whole lot of weird shit going on with him too. You know, he's working at a funeral home. All of a sudden he gets his ass fired. He was going to that church. Next thing you know, he runs off and marries somebody. I mean, I heard he married some 18, 19-year-old girl and got the hell out of there. And, you know, I don't know how true it is. Did he marry some 18, 19-year-old girl? I heard he did. Put a one in the chat if the woman he married is supposed to be 18, 19 years old. Because, you know, at that point it sounds to me like, you know, that would explain to me why he's waving at Summer and trying to get Summer's attention. I mean, he's a real fucking weirdo. That's my, that's my opinion. I mean, you could see Summer was scared to death of him, and he's sitting over there in the seat, like really working like with everything he had to get her attention, right? And it's like, whoa. I mean, it seemed just like they had a lot of, really weird people, sitting around in those places, right? I don't know, you guys. This just seems, Summer's case is really odd, right? we know, who's writing something, Mr. Back Chat, right? We know who's writing it. It must be you. It must be you, because that shit's on your mind, not PG's. You telling me a whole lot about yourself when you're talking back there. That's all I got to say to you. You telling me a hell of a lot more about yourself than you'll ever tell me about me. And now I know what you do. Right? Now I know what you do. Glad to know. Glad to know. Good to know it. Now we know your preferences. You just jealous because you thought I was getting some too? That shit cracks me up. Right? Oh, shit. I'm going to tell you. Wow. I tell you what. That makes me laugh. Absolutely makes me laugh. Anyway, I come in here. I'm not done yet. Right? PG's not done yet. I got more. You guys. Andrew, you're over there playing. Why don't you get your son up on there? Why don't your boy get up on there? Oh, yeah. And I heard your boy's supposed to have been saying some threatening stuff. Threatening PG or something. Let me tell you something, Andrew. That made me laugh. That absolutely made me laugh. Get your boy up there. Your boy if your boy wants to say something to me, tell him to get his ass over here and say it to my face. Okay? If he doesn't want to say it to my face, then he needs to back up and shut up. There you go. I have no problem speaking in his face, right? I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't say anything to anybody. I wouldn't say straight to his face. And that's the truth. There you go. Tell him, come on over here. Yo boy wants to know where to find PG. Send him over here. I'll give him the address. He can come see me. Okay? That's what I got to say to you. Ain't nobody gonna be backed up by you or your boy, your little 4'10" self. Come on. You got me bent. Look how you dress. Look how you mother freaking dress, dude. I might die laughing. That's about it, right? I'll probably die laughing. That mother freaker showed up. I'd probably fall over laughing. Right? That's one hell of a way to go out of the world. Especially if he showed up in them fucking pants and that Spider-Man shirt. That's some funny shit. Oh, geez. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, you guys, but I cannot think of this dude in that mother freaking outfit. Every time I think of him in that outfit and that fucking look on his face and his chin looking like a fucking bowling ball, he reminds me of one of them birds. You ever see those birds that flies over the water? It gets a fish in their whatever the hell that is. Right? One of them damn birds. That That's what he reminds me of. I don't know what the hell the name of that bird is, but I've seen them. That's what, ain't it like a seagull or something? I don't know what the hell it is. Got a great big giant chin like that. That just cracks me up. You're right. Hey, I gotta get from laughing. I gotta get away from this laughing right now. I gotta get serious. Let me get serious. But you can't, right? I can't. And shit, I didn't even have no brownies either. I had one brownie today, right? I had one brownie. I'm gonna have to eat a whole pan after this live, right? I have to eat a whole freaking pan of them. This shit's crazy. No, forget about it, man. I'm going out on the back porch. I'm going out on the back porch and just I'm out on my fucking patio. I have to, I'm gonna have to go out there and freaking roll me one. I have to go out there. I have to do some. I have to do some fucking surgery on a cigar. Right? I have to pack that stuff out. I'm gonna have to pack it full of some goody good. Right? Shit. This guy's got me cracking up. I can't help it. I can't mother freaking help it. I'm trying. I'm trying with everything I got, dude. I am really trying, but all I can see is this. Look at that shit. Look at it. The funniest damn picture I think I ever seen in my freaking life. I am trying. I am trying to. Oh, shit. Oh, God, be with me. I can't look at that. I can't look at that picture. I'm trying. Hey, man, I'm trying to get it together. Bear with me. Bear with me. You guys ever see something that funny? Hmm. I'm gonna be laughing all freaking night. I'm really trying to get it. I'm trying to get it together. I took the picture down, man. I'm trying to get it out of my head. It's trying to, that picture's trying to stick with me. Oh, fuck. I gotta get over this. I gotta get over this. Shit. Oh, God. Okay, you guys. Man, I'm going to tell you, there ain't nothing. You can't put up no picture funnier than that. And that bitch is real. Right? It's real. That's the funny thing. It's real. Listen, I gotta get back. I gotta get back into my right mind because, hey, Andrew, ask your boy why he was always following Little Summer around. Ask him why. Right there. Take a look, you guys. Take a look. Who's over there? Who's over there? Look at him. Look at him, how he's all over Summer. This is June 11th, 2020. 1 year later, Summer. 1 year later, right? She's missing. Look. Look. See him? See his hand down in the water? Look at her. She don't like him. She don't want him around. She don't want him around. Look at her, standing off. Look at him. He's got her cornered over there. This is what this dude does. This is what he does. That's Little Summer. Look at him. Look, there he is. And she's playing. And watch. Watch him. See? She don't like him. You look at her. She's standoff. She's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is the stuff he does to her. This is the stuff he does to her. Look at this. Take a look. That kid is creepy. I don't care what anybody says. He's creepy. Look at him. Back around her again, right? He don't leave her alone. Like he's got some kind of obsession with this little girl. Some kind of thing with this little girl. Look, take a look. There he is, coming up behind her again. And, and he lied. Well, I noticed her hair was cut. No, you were right there when she was cut completely bald. I'm telling you, that boy was involved. He was involved with what happened to Summer Moon, Utah Wells on June 15, 2021. I don't care what anybody says. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. That's right. Exactly. He's lying. If you're innocent, you don't lie. You tell the fucking truth. And he ain't told the damn truth. He hasn't told the damn truth. He lied about being around since she got cut bald-headed. He was all mixed up in that shit. He was all mixed up in it. Matter of fact, I think he was up waiting for that phone call. I think he already knew Candace was coming to get his ass. And he was up motherfucking waiting. That's my opinion. I'll keep it. Look, there he is again. And this is the last time. This is the last time that he snuck up on her, wasn't it, Hunter? This was the last time that you intimidated her. She didn't live through that one, did she? She didn't live through that one. No. She was laying on that driver's side door, all wet on that pillow, laying against that driver's side door. She didn't have no slushy. She didn't have anything. All she had, nothing to eat that day at all. She got took out, and she got took out and got took out. Right? That baby got nothing but used and abused and destroyed completely by the person that was always stocking her up, right? Always around where she didn't want him. And this was the last time. Well, she don't have to worry about you ever being behind her again, does she, Hunter? She don't ever have to worry about you no more. But you got to worry every day. You got to worry every day if somebody's mouth opens up, you're going to prison. Your ass has to worry. You know what? You might have once lived rent-free in this little girl's head, being intimidated and worried about you. But now she's living rent-free in yours. How the table turned. And in my opinion, I think you unlived her. I think you dressed her up at your mother's house. I think you went home, ran into that room, and Allison and Candace and Granny had the mother freaking work to get her put together, cleaned up, put in the outfit, propped back up in that vehicle, and got the hell out of there with her. And I think you knew exactly what the hell you did. You took off with your girlfriend and her mother, trying to get over it, trying to not think about it. Candace calling your ass up. Came to the house to personally talk to you face to face and pick up the clothes, pick up the swimsuit and the stuff that Allison kept to wash up and hand back. And that's why Candace had it in a box. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. And Andrew, you and your people over there can kiss the backside of PG's ass, right? All of y'all over there, all you fucking haters over there can kiss my ass. You think I give a fuck about you, Andrew, or your little chat over there that wants to, kiss your ass and say bad things about PG? I don't. Let me tell you and your chat something. You don't put a roof over my head. You put no food on my table. You pay none of my fucking bills. Okay? I don't give a flying fucking rat's ass about a damn one of you. You get that straight? You're fucking nobodies. Nobodies wanting to be somebody by fucking hating on everybody. Well, that ain't the way to become a somebody. Right? Because mother freaking somebodies, they be doing righteous, not evil. I'm going to tell you something. A somebody is Jesus Christ. Your evil asses over there are no fucking bodies. And you need to find somebody, which is Jesus. And as for you ones over there wanting to call me a hypocrite, I'm going to tell you something, bitches. I don't give a damn what you call me. You're just mad and upset that I ain't the type of Christian that you fucks can push around and push over and try to use as a doormat, the ones you're used to. You're just pissed off because I'm a Christian that will mother freaking let you know. I'll put a steel-toe boot in your fucking ass, right? That's what you're mad about. You don't like Christians that's going to put a boot in your ass. You don't like Christians that's going to come down to your level and tell you where you can stick it. Right? That's what you got a fucking problem with. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I don't give a flying fucking rat's ass. You ain't going to walk over me. God didn't give me a suit of armor to let some asswipes like you walk over me. Okay? And you're going to start finding a lot more Christians like me. Jesus was meek, not weak. Hey, girl, you got something playing in the background.
Oh, it's the TV. Hang on, I'll turn it down.
I'm going to tell you something. I ain't gonna put up with evil people shit. You know why? Because I don't have to. Right? I don't have
Is
to,
that
Andrew.
better?
Yeah, a lot better, girl. You can't have nothing on in the background when you're on panel.
Is that better now?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can. Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, girl.
Make this make sense or make me understand. So, if the boys and Summer had headlights and Hunter was around him, why was his head not shaved?
The
Huh?
boys' heads wasn't even shaved. The boys'
Right.
heads weren't even shaved. Nobody's head was
Right.
shaved, but
But
Summer.
Summers.
But you had
Right.
Candace and Dom Wells trying to gaslight everybody into believing the boys' hair was cut when they weren't. And then you had Allison trying to gaslight people into believing Hunter's fucking hair was shaved when it wasn't. And you
And
know,
it wasn't.
why would Hunter's hair be shaved if he wasn't around, on Summer since, since fucking a year back. I mean, or well, like it was uh they were up there in August when the big thing about Jose went down, so they hadn't really seen Candace or anything since like September. So, October, November,
Right.
December, January, February, March, April, May, June, like 9 freaking months, like almost a year. They hadn't supposedly seen her in almost a year. But this right
Right.
here, shows us, where is it here? Right there. That right there
Right there.
shows
Yep.
us that this mother freaker lied, because it was just, this haircut was done about, I say about 8 weeks, about 8 weeks before, 7, 8 weeks before Summer went missing. Her hair was
Right.
done like this. So this mother freaker had to been up there about 7 or 8 weeks before Summer went missing. He was on the hill. This is up there where Summer lives. He was on the hill at Summer's house, just mother freaking not 9 months. He was up there just 7 to 8 weeks before she went missing. So Allison and them kids were still having shit to do with Candace and Don Wells. But they're fucking
Right.
lying, and I don't know why they're fucking lying, right? But they're a bunch
Right.
of fucking liars. And I'm telling you, um, Candace took this kid to that swimming hole, and this little girl, that kid Hunter had to sit in that vehicle with that little kid, unalived, soaking wet in that bathing suit, laying against the driver's side door, sitting on that pillow. He had to sit in the car with her, all in the back seat, all the way through Walgreens, all the way through Sonic's, all the way through that store ordeal, and all the way to their house. When they got her out, took her in, dressed her up, and put makeup on her face to try to cover up, the unliving that was already starting, because you could clearly see
Right.
she was starting to turn mother freaking blue and everything, right?
Yep. And her legs
And
was stiff if you look at them in the
well,
picture.
her fingers
They
were
was
all curled. Her fingers were all curled up, looking stiff with the the blue. The fingernails were already starting to turn blue and blackish. The lack of oxygen. The lack of oxygen was already showing in her nail beds. And
right.
in the sides of her head, and and they try to cover it all up. And even her mouth, you could tell she had pink lipstick. Somebody put lipstick on her mouth because it was smeared on her bottom lip. Is smeared there on one side.
Right.
And she's supposed to have a freaking slushy, and there's no signs of a slushy on this kid anywhere, right?
Right.
I mean, these people are full of shit, and they're all
But
motherfucking lying to cover up an innocent 5-year-old little girl's unliving. This is who in the hell plots against a 5-year-old little girl, an innocent little girl? Who plots against an innocent little child and unlives it and then hides it? I
evil
mean,
demons.
what kind of sick motherfuckers do this? Man, I tell you what, you got to be Satan's biggest advocates to do some shit like this. Love you, PG, dear Summer. And that was so cruel. Let me get back up here and read this. That was so cruel for them to shave her head. Yes, it was. Yes, she didn't need her head shaved. They did that.
Yeah.
They did that because they didn't want her hair being in hair brushes at the house. They did that because they didn't want her to be able to be tested for drug, for being sedated. They did that because they didn't, want any strands of hair left behind, in the vehicles or any place, after she was on live. They did this for many, many reasons. For many, many reasons, they done this shit to this little girl. That's when they first started plotting against her, and planning to carry out what got carried out on June 15, 2021. Something was wrong. Something went wrong. Either, I think somebody went too far. I think somebody went too
Yes.
far with the sick shit they were doing. And, I don't know if it was daddy. I don't know if it was mommy, grandma. I don't know if it was some other John they had up there. I don't know who the hell it was. But somebody must have went too damn far, or something happened that they couldn't get her treatment. They knew they couldn't take her to a hospital. And they decided to, to get rid of it this way. And
Right.
that's my opinion. I will keep it. That's, and I believe Jody Sue. I believe Jody Sue when she says, you go ask Andy what he was giving Candace to sedate those little girls, not just Summer, but other little girls too.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, there's some history on that too. There's some history on that as well that I'm going to be bringing out. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of shady shit going on in Summer Moon, Utah
Very.
well case. A lot of shadiness. But hey, Carrie,
Just
I
like-
appreciate it, girl. I appreciate it.
Woo, thank you, Carrie. Just like the
Absolutely.
stables. Look how they burnt down. And there was cameras there. Wonder if them cameras caught H splashing Summer
Right?
or doing the dirty deed then. Makes
In my
you wonder.
opinion, it was all planned out and went wrong. You know what? I don't think it went wrong. I don't think it went wrong at all. I think it went exactly how they planned it. Candace and Dom Wells and Andy Bernard, I think that, they sit around, they seen the opportunity with that open grave, and Andy Bernard knowed Chad Arnold really well. Andy Bernard seemed to know every damn body. And Candace met up with Chad Arnold, which happens to be one of the people who digs graves around there. He's related to the other people that dig the graves, which are the Morlocks. And he could definitely get Summer over there at Morrison Cemetery, down in that grave that was about to get a great big vault and a casket and completely filled up. He could have got her in there. And I believe he did. I believe he did. I believe that, there's a black tote down in there, under all that dirt. I think there is a black tote with this little girl inside of it. And she was put in a tote in order, in case they brought the search dogs or anything, in or around that cemetery. She was put in a tote, an airtight tote, to keep, the search dogs from being able to smell anything. And there was probably some, a box of pepper or a big box of baby powder. There was something probably mixed in, before they put her down in there, so that,
So the scent wouldn't come through.
Yeah, would mask all the smell. And, so they knew what they was doing, and they didn't let, they used Hunter. I think that Candace used Hunter to unlive Summer. That's why she got him hayed up. It was a shot of courage to get in there and do what she wanted him to do. And I believe he did, because he ain't never fucking been normal since. And that's my opinion. And then Candace took off. She wasn't about to let these guys know where Summer was being put, right? She wasn't about, she wasn't that stupid. So she went back to Ben Hill Road, waited for Marlena Crawford to call her to give her the phone call that Chad's down there. She went off the hill, went down, met up with Chad, followed Chad out of Ben Hill Road over to, I believe, Morrison Cemetery right there. And I think that's where they put Summer. And then she went back to the house and gaslighted the boys, into believing their sister had been there the whole time. And she even asked them to watch her and everything else. And the boys didn't know what the hell's going on. And, and they pulled it off. They pulled it off. And I think I think that it was a brilliant fucking job, if you ask me. It was brilliant until Andy Bernard and Jody Sue started telling all about the location and where,
Right.
and I think Andy, does worry about his soul ending up in hell. And I think Andy Bernard is one of those people, he's evil, but he's not that evil. He's evil, but he's not
Right.
that damn evil. And I think he wants her to be found. I think he wants her, to be found for her brother's sake. I think he wants her to be found so the boys could live a normal life, something he didn't ever really get to live either. And, I think he's older. Andy's older now. He's thinking about where his soul's going to go and things like that. That's my opinion, that he really does worry about where his soul's going to end up. Unlike Jody Sue, I think sometimes she worries too. Just saying, I really
Right.
do. But Andy definitely, and I think he just wants this little girl found, so a weight can be left off of his shoulders in all of this. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. I mean, I would do the same damn thing. I would do the same damn
Right.
thing.
And that's why Hunter went back home all shaken, scared, rocking back and forth because he
Right.
sat beside Summer and with the dead body is what he's done.
Right, man. You know how hard it would be to sit next to it, just to her like that all the way home. I mean, you would be
I
shook.
couldn't.
You'd be
Yep.
motherfucking shook, dude.
Yep. And if he has any more morals or even cares one bit, he would tell the truth. He's got a kid now. He needs to tell the truth. That reward money would come in very handy to help raise your kid.
Well, Andy Bernard explained it all. He explained it all. Like he said, he always heard that the best place to put to get rid of someone is in an open grave. He said,
Right.
He said that, he believed that Candace went down to Fred's and, possibly took Fred over there to help her put the body in that grave. It wasn't Fred. It was Chad Arnold. And
Yep.
Andy knows that. And Andy knows it. It wasn't Fred. It was Chad Arnold.
Yep.
Fred, I think Fred had a lot to do maybe with Summers being bald-headed. I think that
Yes.
Fred may have had something to do with this because his Laura's daughter, his stepdaughter, had just went through CPS stuff, and they took hair clippings and testing for drugs and stuff, the kids and everything. And I think Fred may have had something to do with giving Don advice, because Don liked to hang with Fred for advice. And I think Fred, may have gave the advice to get this baby's head done like that. That's very possible. I wouldn't want to have to live with knowing that, I wouldn't want to have to live with knowing I had a child's beautiful hair all cut off to where the child had to look so ashamed. You could see in the church pictures, how Summer was, she wasn't okay with her head being like that. She was
No.
very embarrassed, very, intimidated. That really hurt her and caused her a lot of embarrassment and shame that she should have not have had to ever endure. And, and she holded her little head, when she seen Robin had beautiful hair, she rubbed her little head and knew that she didn't have any. And at one point she even tried to pick Robin's hair up and put it on her head. And that was just a wish that she had hair too. And it was so mother freaking sad to watch, right? It was so sad to watch
Yes.
and see the videos and the pictures from the church. You know, how someone could do or have anything to do with such a, you know, a violent, horrible, ugly tragedy like this. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't, you know, I just would be too scared of God. I would be scared that, you know, God's going to definitely put me in the wrong place for doing such an
Yes.
evil deed as this right here. You don't do stuff like this. You got to be a better
Nope.
person than this.
Evil, sick, demented people is all they are.
Right.
Well, I wanted to tell y'all prayers. Love you. Prayers to everybody out there and to Dollar Store Pam. I don't know how she says it, God. But I'm gonna drop back down. Please put Andrew and Grandis's picture back up there. That's the best couple in the world.
Right. Right. I didn't put it in my content tonight, girl. So, and
Oh,
I'd have to go look for it. You can
well,
only
that
bring,
was
you can only bring so much content. You know,
right,
because it takes a long time to get through it. So, but
right.
you know, I'll
Well,
try to
thank you
push
for
it
never
out
giving up on
for you
Summer and
again
keeping her
sometime.
out here.
Hey, I
She will be
appreciate you
found.
coming up and hanging out with us.
Well, Summer will be found. They will get her. I can't wait till they go
Amen.
over and search. It will
Amen.
happen.
I think they will. I think, you know, I think it's in the works, and
Yep.
you know, I think when they was down there, they was actually scoping out the cemetery, figuring out some things, you know, what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. And I think they was just using other things as an excuse to be there for
Be
the
there.
right thing. Right. But I think that, you know, I think that particular grave is definitely going to get looked into.
Well, prayers to you,
Amen.
Mama PG. Prayers to everybody else. Please keep supporting Summer's channel and helping Mama PG out
Hey,
because
love
it
and
keeps
prayers.
bringing out more content for Summer.
Tell hubby take it easy. God bless him.
I will. Love you. I'm jumping back down.
Love you too, girl. You know it. And yes, Carmen, yes. And I called TBI, and I will be calling TBI again tomorrow. Yes, I am. I definitely have been keeping contact. Absolutely. Yeah, that's right, Australia. They won't tell PG anything. That's right. Hey, I'm just trying to get Andrew's picture out of my head. That's all I'm trying to do. Every time I think about it, it makes me laugh, and I can't even let my mind go near it, or I'll start cracking up again. Um, but yeah, you know, take a look. Just take a look. I mean, this guy, and you know, see, he was going to throw water. She don't want that. She don't want that. But you know, he loved intimidating her, because that's what Hunter likes to do. He likes to intimidate people. Look at him. Look at him. Ain't got enough sense to get the hair out of his fucking eyes, right? Ain't got enough brains to get the hair out of his eyes. There he is, right there. Look at him. You know, always around. There he is again, slipping up behind her. You know, slipping up behind her. Well, that's the last time he slipped up behind her. That's the last time. There wasn't no slipping up behind her anymore, right? You know, I guess he'll have to find another victim to slip up behind, right? Guess you have to find him another one.
I do not honestly believe that they did not return his phone. I don't believe it. I really don't. Okay? I really do not believe that he never retrieved his phone. I honestly believe that Allison got it back because Hunter was underage at the time and needed his mom to go pick it up. Thus, I believe Allison picked it up but destroyed it at the same time. That is my honest opinion about the situation. Because it wouldn't be the first time she has retrieved the boy's phone and destroyed the boy's phone.
It wouldn't be the first time. He said it wouldn't be the first time that she got the boy's phone, retrieved his phone, and destroyed his phone. It wouldn't be the first time. Right? So, sounds like mommy had been covering up for Hunter before all of this, right? Before all of this. He was going around and destroying evidence. So mommy had a history of destroying evidence in the cases when her boy should have been getting prosecuted up for different things, right? Mommy was always trying to protect their boy. So if she was already destroying evidence before all of this, then she definitely destroyed evidence like the cameras that was in her house, right? The ones that nobody seen, that when law enforcement came, there was none. She had no cameras, but she did have cameras prior to Summer coming up missing. Looking out her window, looking through her house that she could watch on her phone. But there's no cameras after Summer gets packed into the house and redressed, make-upped, and propped up on the milk jugs back in the vehicle, right? That's my opinion. Because where else could she gotten dressed? Hunter clearly said that she was wet. He said, oh, and she was on that pillow, right? Wet against the driver's side door. That's what he told Chris M. He said she was the only one wet in the car on that pillow against the driver's side door. So if she's the only one wet from swimming, propped up against the driver's side door, then she was wet going through Walgreens, she was wet going through Sonic's, and she's wet going through to the store. But if she's the only one wet, then why did we see Hunter going out into the water and getting his ass wet too? Right? Why did we see him? Look, he's heading out into the water right there. Hunter is heading out in the water, and he was, we clearly saw the pictures, the video of him, on turning around, giving Candace that dirty look, like, what are you doing, bitch? Right? What the heck you doing? And then he tries to play it off, right? The dirty look, he tries to play it off and do some kind of fucking weird, stick his teeth out like Bugs Bunny and throw up some weird signs. And then, and he tells Chris, I threw my shirt off and ran out. He didn't ever have a shirt on. There was no shirt on, on him. I mean, everybody could see, that he was just a chubby boy, right? He had no shirt on. And he went right out, and he didn't run out to save Summer. Summer wasn't under anything. She was actually standing up out there, looking out across the water as he started going in behind her. We all seen it. He wasn't running. He wasn't, trying to save anybody. He lied. He was a damn liar. Watch the video. He's a liar. He wasn't trying to save nothing. He didn't ever have a shirt on to take off and throw down. As soon as Candace started videoing him, he was only in a pair of shorts. And he was on dry ground. And she even videoed a flower afterwards. And he headed out to the water. And then she turned the camera on, and we seen him go in, and his shorts were getting wet because he was heading towards summer. So his ass was wet too. So why is he trying to spin a narrative that only summer's wet when he knows his ass was wet too? Why does he want to gaslight us all like his shorts weren't wet when we know they was? Because he's got something to hide, right? He's got something to hide, y'all. He's guilty as fuck. That's why. That's my opinion, and I'll keep it. I think we know what happened to Summer Moon Utah Wells on June the 15th. I think we know exactly how all of that played out at this point. And I think that we also know, pretty much why, exactly why she had to be destroyed like that. I think we all know. Because of a bunch of evil, sinister human beings that like to use and abuse little children for their own self-gain. These fucks didn't have no heart. They were sick and evil. Very sick, evil human beings. And the only thing they were thinking about is saving their own asses, and they didn't give a damn who they had to destroy to do it. It could have been another little girl, right? It could have been another little girl. Do you think that maybe they're wanting the boys back so that they can use them to get more children on the hill? Do you think that they're missing having kids around to abuse? That's a thought, ain't it? It's a thought. You think that they believe that they get Josie up there, they can use him to swindle some more children upon that hill for Candace and Don Wells to have at? Do you not find it a little weird and strange that Tim Mullins is really pushing for these boys to get back on that hill? He's been pushing since the day they got took. He's been pushing to get them back there. Why? Why would you want children back on a hill where an innocent little girl has already gone missing and the parents cannot clear themselves with law enforcement? Where they cannot clear themselves with law enforcement. Why would you want more children to go up there and possibly end up like this one? What the hell is wrong with your brain, right? That's my question. What in the hell is wrong with your brain? You obviously do not think rational. And if you don't think rational, then could it be because it's some benefit to you by having them there? Think about that. I wonder. I don't know. Could it be some benefit? Is there something we don't know? Just saying. I'm going to tell you, I'm not out here for Tim Mullins. I'm not out here for Candace, Grandis, or Donald. I'm not out here for any of these damn suspects. Andy Bernard's, Jody Sue's, Fred's, Laura's. I'm not out here for none of them. I'm out here for Summer Moon Utah Wells, a 5-year-old little girl who was a victim to some real sick shit going on Ben Hill Road. He was a victim, and to my understanding, a victim from birth. It was just finalized. It just got finalized on June 15, 2021. But she was a victim from day one to these evil people. And that was a super tragedy. That's one of the worst tragedies ever. That little girl only was on this earth for 5 short years. Five short little years. And I'm going to tell you something. She walked through enough hell to make it feel like eternity. No child should ever have to endure that. A child's time and an adult's time ain't the same. And you guys know that. You were all children once. You know that when you're a child and someone's being mean to you, it feels like it's going to last forever. Just that one mother freaking year that you got a bully on your ass, or maybe the few weeks that you got a bully on your ass feels like eternity, didn't it? Oh, I think we've all seen the bullies, right? We've all dealt with bullies. I dealt with bullies in school. I know what it's like to deal with bullies, right? You really don't want to have to do what it takes to make a bully go away. A lot of people are afraid to. A lot of people get bullied, right? But even if you are the type of person that, ain't going to be bullied, and you're going to stand up to the bullies, and you're going to do everything that it takes to keep that bully, not ever wanting to come back at you. The point being is you still didn't want to do it. You didn't want to do it. And between the time that the bully started trying to bully you, and you actually had to stand up to them and, put them in their place, it felt like forever. It felt like forever because your friends are coming around saying, oh, so-and-so's saying they're going to get you. They're saying they're going to fight with you. They're going to do this with you. They're going to do that with you, right? And if one damn day of that could feel like eternity. You wanted, you kind of want to like stick your friend in your locker, right? You just want to stick your friend in your locker because how could you be my friend if you're going to try, to intimidate me with somebody that I'm really not worried about to begin with, right? But I've seen a lot of girls and a lot of boys that was intimidated by bullies. They were absolutely afraid of them. They would run because they were scared. I had girlfriends that would lie and say that I was their sister just to keep bullies from bullying them. And that is the truth. God knows. They would be my friend just to be able to say they were my sister so they wouldn't get bullied. Was they real friends? Not so much. Not so much, some more than others. But, at the end of the day, you still find out, that God's your best friend, right? But when you're a child, the point being is when you're a child, those days seem like they was going to last forever. They seem like they was going to last forever. And just imagine being Summer. She didn't even get to start school. This baby didn't even get to start school. This little baby right here, my God, it wasn't outsiders bullying her. It was her own people. And that's even worse, right? That's even worse. She's up there being bullied by the people that were supposed to be putting her life on the line to protect her. The people are supposed to truly been loving her and keeping other people from doing what it seems they was doing to her, right? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Who the fuck does this? Who does this? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is this little girl's missing and she needs to be found. She needs to be brought home. She needs justice served on her behalf. All I know is everything, all the research and putting everything together points to Summer losing her life at the swimming hole. Right? Everything points to the swimming hole. That she ended up unalive there. I'm going to tell you something. Ronnie Lawson said, ask Candace and Donald what took them 4.5 hours to call law enforcement. That puts Summer back on the milk jugs. And I'm going to tell you something. That, you know what that tells you? Which, you know, that ain't the only way I know, because I make phone calls. I talk to people. But that common sense right there, I mean, if you really used your common sense, that accusation that he made would allow you to know that there was no movement seen in the vehicle at Walgreens, no movement seen at Sonic's, and no movement seen at the grocery store. That would tell you that the video footage they checked had no movement of Summer whatsoever after the swimming hole. Common sense. It tells you that. Because if there was movement, Ronnie Lawson wouldn't be saying, why did it take you 4.5 hours to call us? He wouldn't be saying it. He would know that, he would know that she was okay after swimming. Common sense. And he said no signs of an abduction. And Pruitt said if she wandered off, we would have found her. We would have found her, or we'd have found signs that she'd been there. We found nothing. I'm going to tell you, law enforcement knows a lot more than we do. A lot more than we do. And the one thing they seem to know As Candace took 4.5 hours to call him. There you go. Could you imagine? Could you imagine being a 5-year-old child out there in that water, swimming around, playing, having a little bit of fun, and someone come out, and you know when she turned around, she got that pang of fear, because you know when someone's going to do something. You just feel it. Children feel it more so than adults, but even adults can feel it. Adults can feel evil too. Could you imagine being a 5-year-old innocent little child, turning around, you know, because all of a sudden you got this fear hit you, and you turn to look, and it's this big old boy staring at you. The camera goes off, and the next thing you know, Jesus is showing you yourself on some milk jugs. Could you imagine? You got to wonder, did she struggle? Did she struggle? Did she scream? You know, like on the 911 call, when she was hollering for help. Was she even able to holler? How long did it take? Why? Why would you do it? There's a lot of questions. A lot of questions, right? Why doesn't Andrew make some content out of that? Why don't he make some content out of asking his boy those questions? Because we sure in the hell would like to know the answers, right? We like to know the answers. Was he merciful and did it really fast? Or was he all fucking clumsy and it took time? Because in my opinion, his boy did it. And I'll keep it. I'll keep it. And like I said, his chat can kiss my ass. They all need to go see a dentist. Right? Their teeth are falling out, obviously, from being booty kissers. When you kiss the booty, you usually get duty, and that will make your teeth fall out. Just saying. So they all need to go to a dentist. Matter of fact, if they all went to one dentist, well, I don't think he's going to get rich, because welfare don't pay that much, right? Welfare don't pay that much. The dentist almost has to work for free. That's sad. Oh, God does know the truth. God does know the truth. But you know what? We're going to keep seeking. I think God has brought, like 99% of the truth out here. It's just that 1%, that needs to be got in order to get Summer, bring her home, and get justice. Just 1% missing right now. And I hope he lets that 1% come to the light as well. That's what I pray for. That's all that's missing. If PG can't afford what? If PG can't afford it, Andrew, how much does it take? I'm going to tell you something. I don't know what Andrew's talking about, but I'm going to tell you, whatever it is he says I need, he's talking about himself. So whatever it is, I wish somebody'd tell me, because whatever it is, he needs it, right? He's the one that can't afford it. I got news for Andrew. I don't need shit. Right? Unlike Andrew, I'm not sitting in a motherfucking place with two fucking chairs, bunch of chairs sitting around and some fucking weird looking table, like coffee table in front of them. Right, Andrew? I seen the inside of your house, bitch. I seen it inside, if you call it a house. I don't know what the fuck it is. I can't believe people actually are able to survive in there. It looks like mother freaking, actually the Three Bears, Goldilocks and the Three Bear house was way nicer. It looks like, you know, the ghetto fucking version of the Three Bears, right? That's what it looks like. That's my opinion. You know, cracks me the hell up. Hey, Caroline. All right, member for 10 months. Hey, girl, I appreciate that. God bless. God bless. I appreciate it. In your face, Andrew. In your face. Look, Andrew. In your face. In your face. All right. And I'm loving it. I'm not even at McDonald's and I'm loving it. Yeah, that's true, Samantha. Honey, that is true. He really needs to, you know, hey, I'm going to tell you something. My kids all got their own rooms. My kids all got their own rooms. My kids all got really nice stuff. You know, I'm going to tell you, it's not what it's not what you have, it's how you take care of it. Right? It's how you take care of it. If you get something and you take really good care of it, then you'll have it for a long, long, long time, right? I like nice things. I like nice things. I get nice things and I take care of nice things, you know, and I take care of my kids. My kids don't want for nothing. They don't want for nothing. Absolutely not. You know, I praise God for all I have and I thank him for everything I have. I know where all my blessings come from and I'm very grateful, very grateful. I've always been grateful. You know, I growed up with nothing, with nothing. I know what it's like to be Summer. I know what it's like to be Summer. I know what it's like to be used and abused and hurt. I know what it's like to, you know, I know what it's like to feel like, you know, I know what it's like to just want to crawl inside yourself and not ever come out. I know what it's like to wish God would just take you because it's, you know, too much, you know. You just a little kid and you don't think you can handle all the abuse that you're getting. You don't know why they're doing it. You don't know why they treat you like that. All you want is just to be liked and loved and cared about. You just want, you know, to be watched over. Somebody to give a shit and nobody does. I know what that's like. Everybody act like you're a problem. Instead of, instead of part of the family. They just, but I learned that, people like Don and Candace Wells and those people, they have to always be hurting and beating down other people, even if it's children. They always have to be hating on someone to make themselves feel better. They don't fucking like who they are. And they just want to, hurting you makes them feel big, makes them feel powerful, makes them, feel better about being a low life pieces of shit they are. That's what it is. And a lot of children go through a lot of abuse because of that. Because these fucking idiots, uneducated human beings want to pick on people, to make themselves feel bigger or powerful or whatever it is for them. I never had that demon in me. I never had it, don't ever want it, don't need it. I don't try to have power over anybody. I want people to live their own lives. I want them to live a good life. I don't need that shit. What I need is people to just be, honest, kind, caring, loving, and trustworthy. That's all I need. I just need to trust people. Nothing more, nothing less. I want them to, have their own minds, live their own lives, have their own dreams, succeed at what they want to succeed at in life. That's it. And I'm willing to build them up, coach them, and do all I can to help that success happen. And I just wish that, I would have had those kind of mentors behind myself. But I didn't, I didn't. And you end up going down the wrong path when when you live a life like Summer had to, and you do get to live, you end up going down the wrong path, right? You get in with the wrong people, you go down the wrong path. It takes a long time for you to come back if you're lucky enough to come back. A lot of people don't. A lot of people who, you know, have parents like the Wells and people abusing the hell out of them and all the stuff, a lot of them, they go down the wrong path. They get into, the wrong crowds, and they don't, and they end up in a grave, right? They end up in a grave. They don't ever, they don't ever come back from it because, it was too much. They was always running from it. They was always running from all of that tragedy that haunted them, from childhood. That's why a lot of people end up on illegal substances, why they end up, in a bottle. It's hard. It's hard. You know, I often wonder, I ask myself sometimes, who's the lucky one? Summer or the ones, the survivors? Who's the lucky one? I think summer is. I think summer is because summer is where we all are fighting and working so hard to get, right? We got to wake up every day trying to get where summer is. She's already there. She's already, in my opinion, she's already in heaven. She's already with God and Jesus, the angels. I truly believe she's up there with all the other missing children who have been done so horribly. I believe that's where she's at. And I think she is the lucky one because survivors, they have to go on living, and they, from time to time, still get haunted from their childhoods, right? And Summer won't ever have to worry about that. She won't ever have to worry about being haunted by all that evilness anymore. God bless her. Big Daddy Don, you can kiss. Well, I can't say big because it ain't. It's like 4'10", but you could still go over there and kiss it, right? Where the sun don't shine. That's what I got to say to you. Stay out of my back chat. Stay out of the back chat. The one that looks stupid, Don Wells, is you coming out here lying to people, trying to gaslight people, trying to fuck people over with all your bullshit when they can see how mother freaking sick and evil you was. And you are. And I'm going to be calling that out too. I'm going to be calling that out too. Thanks for reminding me, Don Wells. Right? Thanks. You're best off keeping your ass in your seat when it comes to me. I think you would have figured that one the fuck out by now, Don Wells. Right? Ain't nobody got nothing for you. Don Wells is a very, very evil, sick human being. He thinks that, he thinks he's cute. He thinks that he was some kind of rock star out here for a minute. When really he's just a creepy fucking weirdo that was running around up there, motherfucking violating a little girl, right? Possibly a couple of the boys. Because he doesn't mind admitting that he swings both ways, right? He's been with both men and women. He told me. He told me so. I'm going to tell you, Don Wells is he's a messed up beast, right? That's what he is. Just butt freaking nasty. And you could tell that by the company he's kept, right? They ain't a damn thing upstanding or prominent about Don Wells. That is a low-life motherfucker. Just saying. And I'm not going to say in my opinion. He's a low-life son of a bitch. And that's the truth. That mother freaker's a low-life piece of shit. His sisters, his stepsisters, will tell you any day of the week that he's a low-life piece of shit. He violated all of them. And a lot more. And a lot more. He tried to sell his children up in Utah. Who does that? Especially his little boy. He didn't, it wasn't his little girl he was trying to sell. It was his boy. So you tell me what kind of sick mind this fuck has, right? You tell me. And then over in Arkansas, he has a ton of children taken away who's getting essayed right there at his house, right? Right there at his fucking residence. Yeah, there's freaking police reports of that shit. And then over in Tennessee, I could tell you some stuff about one of the boys, but I won't. And his little girl completely missing. And we heard the 911 call, Don Wells. We heard the 911 call when you were mother freaking going at your 5-year-old little girl. That you had just been in the shower with until she was removed against your will. Right? So let's not, listen, who looks like an ass, motherfucker? Who looks like an ass? You. You look like a fucking ass. You are a fucking ass. Okay? Don't come in my back chat saying shit. Because you're talking to the wrong person. I don't give a flying fucking rat's ass about you. And you know what, Don Wells? That's what motherfucking eats you up the most, right? Yeah. I'll tell you guys a secret. Oh, Donnie boy, that motherfucker was in love with me. Not Cher. He was in love with PG. Weren't you, Don? Yeah, he was. He couldn't get the fuck over me. Ask Benny Keys. Ask Benny. Yeah, Don was ready to make PG his all in all. I wasn't willing to wipe my fucking backside on him. That's the truth. That shit was all in his head, not mine. Right? Not mine. Trust me. And I'm going to tell you, it bites his ass. It bites his ass and it still does. Right? It bites his ass and it still does. That I want nothing to do with him. He misses me. Right, Don? You miss me. Yeah, you do. You stuck with fucking Candace. You're stuck with that. Make the best of it, bitch. Because I didn't think anything else would have you. I sure the hell know I wouldn't. I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for me. I sure in the hell wouldn't. Yeah, he's gross, man. I'm going to tell you, when I started talking with him and Candace, it was for and about summer. And I was always for and about summer. And they know that. They know that. Don Wells is a big piece of shit, but I'll tell you one thing Don will say. He'll say I was for summer. And you know what? Out of all the evil that bastard has done, and he knows he has. He knows he has. But I tell you this. He respects what I do for his daughter. He respects, even though they're number one suspects, even though, in my opinion, they orchestrated it all and carried it out June the 15th. He still has to motherfucking have respect for me and what I do for Summer. He can't pass that up, and that pisses Candace the fuck off too, don't it, Candace? It pisses you the fuck off. I'm gonna tell you, bitch, he'd have had respect for you if you'd have just told him you ain't gonna do no shit like that with your daughter. He'd have respected you if you'd have protected your damn kids from his ass. But you were just too damn disrespectful yourself to protect your babies. Fuck you. Don wouldn't have touched those kids. Don wouldn't have touched those kids if Candace put her foot down. He wouldn't have touched those kids if she'd have put her foot down. She could have protected her children against his ass. She didn't want to. She didn't even try. She was as evil as him. All Candace cared about was somebody keeping that nasty ass up. And she didn't care who had to pay the price for her to get what she wanted. Put a 1 in the chat if you fucking agree with me. It was all about her, and I know it. I know it because I've seen other bitches like her. I've seen other bitches like her. They let their kids pay the price so they could keep their fucking ass there and get what they're wanting. They don't give a shit about their kids or what their kids have to go through at the hands of the dick they're with, right? And that's the truth. I don't waste no words, you guys. I ain't going to waste none. You know, this kind of stuff right here makes me feel sick. It makes me sick when people abuse little innocent children. It makes me sick. You know, there's so many people out there who want children and can't have them. They do anything to have a little child like Summer to raise, or one of those little boys. They would have gave those children the love, the kindness, the caring, the education, the clothes, the everything. And they wouldn't have ever done nothing bad to them at all. They would have handed those kids the world. And they would have rallied behind them to live their dreams. Those kids could have had good lives with other people. But people like Don and Candace Wells, they're not going to let those kids have a good life somewhere else because they're too busy using and abusing those kids and other children that come around those kids. And that's why you better be careful who you allow your children to socialize with, because their parents might just be Don and Candace Wells, right? And you don't want your children subject to that shit. Just saying. Yeah, as the stomach churns. That exactly right. Exactly right. You got that right. That's a good one. That's a good one, girl. I gotta give you props. Thumbs up. All right. Yeah, they make you sick. They make you sick. It's sickening. I can't even stand to look at that boy. I can't stand to look at him. And I can't stand to look at his dad either. Mr. Wormy. Oh, Wormy. You know, that dude don't even know who his real mother is. He's done fell out of so many backsides, right? I heard Day Day let him out in an outhouse. Put a one in chat if you heard that. I know y'all heard. I know you all heard about, Mr. Wormy getting let out in the outhouse. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. There he is. There he is. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Day Day said she laid him out ladded him out in an outhouse. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She's like, I went out to the outhouse and I'm gonna tell you what, and a big old worm come a flying out named Andrew. I said, what? Yeah, big old worm named Andrew. I said, wow, really? Yeah. Come sliding right on out. There's a picture of him, PG. There's a picture of him. I said, oh, damn. That is Andrew. That's what I heard. Straight up. That's my story, man. I'm sticking to it. All right. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Wow. Samantha, where I live right now, a young male daycare worker is up on dozens and dozens of charges of abuse. Oh my gosh. You know something? A lot of that goes on. A lot of that goes on, Debbie. Absolutely. You'd be surprised. And I'm going to tell you, daycares are the worst. Remember that one daycare that was running some type of satanic stuff in the basement? Remember the mother went there and they would shut the place down, and then they would have all of these kids down in the basement doing weird stuff. And they finally got busted. I mean, I think they made that was a Lifetime movie they made of that, right? Of that particular daycare that had a woman and her husband and some other people running it. Oh my gosh, they were straight up freaking whoa. It was insane. And when law enforcement went in on them, they couldn't believe what they found. It was awful. Absolutely awful. Hey, good night, Janet. God bless. We appreciate you being here, hon. All right, you guys. I think I'm going out of here too. I think I'm going to get out of here. We don't want to keep Andrew up all night now, do we? I know he's going to be up. I know he's going to be up because I'm going to be living rent free in his head all night, stomping around now, right? I'm going to be stomping around up there, living rent free. I can tell you guys, the light's on, nobody's home, right? Nobody answers when I call Andrew's name. All right. Nobody answers when I call Andrew's name. I'm up in his own head. And he still ain't answering. And nobody's home. Oh shit. Just saying. Right? Listen, you guys, there's more. There's more coming out. There's a lot more coming out. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I actually have been doing some research and found some very interesting stuff. Some very interesting stuff about when Andrew was up there back in August, when he's up there at the storage unit. I've been finding some real interesting stuff about that, you all, and I'm about to bring that to the light as well, right? So stay tuned for that. I think that'll be tomorrow night, God willing. Nope, it won't be tomorrow night, because tomorrow, actually, I'm going to try to come in early tomorrow, because the Sabbath starts at sundown. If I can, I'm going to try to come in before, in the afternoon. I'm going to try to come in the afternoon tomorrow. And yeah, so I'll try to get in early before sundown and bring that to light for you guys. I'll try to, because it's very important. It's very important. I think you guys will going to love to hear this, right? There's a whole lot of stuff wrapped up in that little time frame between the time they were there and Summer's disappearance. There's a lot of things wrapped up. I think you guys are going to be very interested in hearing about that. So I'm going to try to pop in and go over that real quick tomorrow. You know, I don't want to make you wait till Saturday. I don't want to make you wait till Saturday to hear that. And I will be having a members only live, because I've got some sensitive content that I want to bring out as well in all of this. You know, I'm trying my best to solidify all of this to you guys as much as possible, because there is a lot of solid stuff in this case right here. You know, I know people saying that there's nothing, you know, solid, that there's no facts. There's a hell of a lot of facts, and there's a lot of solid stuff. Matter of fact, I don't even understand why it ain't been prosecuted yet. I don't know, but it should have been. And you know what? I'm bringing out a whole lot more that you guys, I don't think you've heard. I don't think you know it. Maybe some do, but I think most don't. So I'm going to be bringing that to light, if possible, tomorrow before sundown. So, and then Saturday, we're going to be bringing even more. We'll be bringing even more. I'm telling you, God's pulling this case to the light. He's pulling it to the light, you guys. And the truth, all the truth, like it says, what you do in the dark will be pulled to the light. And this case is being pulled to the light. They don't like it. They don't like it, right? I mean, look at Andrew. He got his ass over there up in the air, you know, live streaming PG, because that's what evil does. Evil don't like the truth. Evil don't like to hear the truth, right? Yeah, it sounds sinful to their ears. The truth sounds sinful to their ears because they're freaking evil, right? The demons don't like to hear the truth. And, you know, that ain't my problem. That's theirs. That's theirs, because I'm going to bring the truth. I don't care, because the truth is the only thing that's going to bring this little girl home. The only thing that's going to get her justice. And personally, myself, I like the truth. I want the truth. God Almighty is the truth. And I tell you what, God's going to bring the truth until this case is completely solved. And I'm thanking God for that. So keep those prayers going up for Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Keep those prayers going up, because I know God's going to be answering them. And that irritates those people over there too, right? It irritates them that we're praying for this little girl and God's going to be answering. They're scared. They don't want God to answer our prayers, because you know what? They need to hide all their evil, right? They need to hide all this evil. They're hoping that God don't solve it. They don't want him to solve it, but he's going to. But he's going to, because that's what God does. God answers prayers. Everybody's praying for the case to be solved for this little girl so that we can get justice and we can get closure. And we're going to keep praying, and I know God's going to answer, because that's what God does. He answers prayers, Andrew. Maybe you should try praying a little bit yourself, right? You might want to pray that your boy finds somewhere to hide before all the truth comes out. That's what you might want to pray for. But anyway, PG's going to head out of here. Keep those prayers going up for all these missing kids, you guys. And I appreciate each and every last one of you for being here. My mods, you are awesome. I know I don't tell you enough, but you are. And I love you all. Listen, I appreciate everyone that supports this channel. I appreciate your support in being here. I appreciate your support financially, helping to keep this channel running for all of these missing kids. You guys are a true gift from God. And I thank God for that. You guys take care, stay blessed, and keep those prayers going up. Good night, everybody. Much love.